They'll count on Jake Arrieta to kind of carry the load, and hopefully the offense will find something as well. It is Military Salute U.S. Navy Appreciation Day today. So some of the members of the United States Navy heading out to the individual positions where they get a chance to get an autograph from one of their favorite San Diego Padre players. Young lady sang the national anthem today. It was beautiful. It was U.S. Navy Petty Officer Second Class Diane Dumpit, and she was fantastic just a few moments ago. And a Rear Admiral threw out the ceremonial first pitch. Some of the recruits, the U.S. Marine recruits. Jake Arrieta hoping his team can get him some runs in this first inning. It certainly helped the cause yesterday. Let's take a look at the Phillies lineup, brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet in Philadelphia. Well, Cesar will lead it off at second base. Rhys Hoskins bats second. Nick Williams third, then Santana and Cabrera. Michael Franco, we spotlight him again because his last 41 games, he has 10 homers and 22 runs batted in. And they face left-hander Joey Lucchesi, a 25-year-old. 5-6 on the year with a 3.70 ERA. Finds himself among the leaders, among the rookie leaders in a number of different categories this year. He has been a bright spot for the Padres as far as their youth movement goes. He's got some funky pitches, though, Ben.
Yes, he does, and numbers really not too good in day games. Let's hope that continues. 1-3 with a 5.20 ERA. Technically, on paper, he's a three-pitch pitcher, Tom. But we'll talk about his pitches as they come.
Yeah, he's got a little different pitch that he calls the curve. It's a changeup and a curve, but we'll talk about that. We'll get Ben to hold a baseball and see if he can show everybody how to do it. Cesar leads it off. And the first pitch of the day goes off the glove of Austin Hedges back to the screen. And we're underway. Cesar is 2 for 8 in this series with a home run. He has 1 home run this year from the right side of the plate. Upstairs again, 2-0. Lucchesi, 25 years old, a former 4th-round pick in 2016 out of Southeast Missouri State. He only has 21 decisions, or had 21 decisions in the minor leagues before he made it up here to the big leagues. Yeah, there's the first strike of the day. He hides the ball exceptionally well. I mean, obviously he's got a lot of smoke and mirrors to his motion, but it doesn't come out of his hand that way.
A lot of moving parts.
Cesar fouls it off to the right, and it's 2-2. Just talking to some of the Padres folks, they like him. They think that he could be a piece to this puzzle for a long time. He's among rookies, the leaders in rookies in ERA. In fact, he's 5th. The Rodriguez kid from the Giants is number 1. Another one fouled away. His 87 strikeouts are also 5th among National League rookies. And for Darren Balsley, who's been here for a long time, he's watched the turnover. And he gets a lot of ground balls, too. Little tapper.
There it was, the curve.
Yeah, honestly, if you watch it on film, it looks like a curveball, but it's a changeup and a curve. And he has a curveball as part of his delivery. The big difference is there's more loop in his curve than there is in the curve.
In last game, he did not throw one curveball, not one. And that's something that they would like to see him do a bit more because they think it's a good pitch.
2-2 pitch to Cesar. A little tapper past the mound. This is going to be a tough play. Spangenberg has it, and not in time. Cesar able to pick up an infield hit. Among the leaders in baseball in that category.
Once it gets past Lucchese, you know he's got a good shot. Spangenberg does everything in his power to make this play. It's just hit too softly, and Cesar's just too quick.
Rhys Hoskins is up. Cesar, who has stolen 14 bases this year, he's been caught 3 times. He's got a short lead, and partly because Lucchese is pretty darn good with base runners on. And as Rhys settles in at a fastball up high. Murph, in fact, for a young pitcher, that's a pretty big piece to his repertoire.
You know, it really is, Tom, and he's been able to hold runners on since he's gotten to the big leagues. It's something that he takes a lot of pride in. And, partly as you watch Lucchese early on, you can tell he's got kind of a funky motion from the windup. But also, being a left-hander, it looks as though he is making a move to first almost every time that he releases the ball, even from the stretch. And so that he's able to hold runners on as part of his repertoire. You take a look at what he's able to do. And the numbers, well, it supports it. There have been 112 times this year that he's had a player in position to steal a base. So runner on first or runner on second with no one in front of them. And just 4 successful stolen bases all season long. He has 3 pickoffs and 5 caught stealings as well. So he is a difficult guy to get a read on. He is a difficult guy to steal. So that is probably why Cesar Hernandez only has that couple step lead, because you really don't want to, obviously get the guy on to lead off the inning. You don't want to make that out getting picked off. So they're going to be very cautious over there at first base.
And you saw a lot of conversations going on between Jose Flores and Cesar after each and every pitch. Up high, 2-2. I would think he's the kind of guy, Ben, where you have to kind of go on first move.
Yes, because it is a big leg kick. So if you do go first move and he has it in his mind that he's not going to throw over, you can swipe one.
Yeah, see, like there, it looked from our vantage point that his front leg went past the back leg. So he's got to go to the plate at that point.
Correct.
At least that's the rule. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Hoskins. Boy, Hedges is all over the place with these grabs.
And I would think someone like Lucchese is someone that maybe Rhys Hoskins or Jorge Alfaro, guys that aren't speedsters but run decently, they might be guys that can go first move and make it into second base.
Three balls and 2 strikes. And Rhys strikes out, a foul tip. 1 out here in the first. That brings Nick Williams up. Here's a look from the first base side. Yeah, so our angle's off a little bit, but there it looked like he went past his back leg, right?
Yeah, but it's weird because his kneecap didn't, but his foot did.
Yeah. That's what we said. It's got it tough to pick it up. Phillies don't really steal a lot of bases anyway, so it's not like they're taking a big piece of their game out. Nick Williams is the hitter. He has 4 hits and 7 at-bats during this series. 3 walks and an RBI. He's gotten out of the chute pretty good in these first innings, hitting .325 for the year. That was a little different delivery, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Last night, our Toyota turning point came in the first inning.
Got an RBI triple here with Cesar on first base. He was off to the races. And then as Asdrubal Cabrera comes up with 2 outs, it's a hanging breaking ball and smokes it into right center. That put him up 2-0. That were your Toyota turning points.
Yeah, the dirt gets away, and Cesar is on his way to second, and he'll get there. It's only the 15th wild pitch this year, while Hedges has been catching. But the Phillies have a runner in scoring position with one away.
And when he's missing really badly.
Was he crossed up, you think?
No, he just.
So that might be a pass ball, not a wild pitch.
Yeah, that ball needs to be caught.
In the air to center field. That's well struck. Jankowski is out there, though. He's under it, and he makes the catch. Cesar gets the third base on it. So a runner at third and 2 outs.
There was that changeup. Nick just catches the bottom of it. Sounded good.
It did. So after the pass ball and a fly out to center field, and it was scored a pass ball, the Phillies have a runner at third with 2 outs, and here's Santana. Only 2 for 18 on the road trip for Santana and 1 run batted in.
That came in last night's ball game on a slow roller. Was able to beat out the double play, but got the RBI.
That's the curve. So he came up with it. Eric Lauer, who's on the disabled list for the Padres. Lucchesi and Lauer were just playing catch one day. Lucchesi threw a traditional changeup and was just starting to fool around with it, just playing catch, and he developed it into one of the pitches that he uses. 2 balls and 1 strike. The thought is that it comes in basically the same speed as the curveball, maybe a mile per hour different, with a little different trajectory. But once it leaves the hand, the spin looks like a curve. I would think it wouldn't be a bad idea for anybody to have a traditional changeup too, though, to go the other way.
Exactly.
Three and 2. The slow stuff, I think, has really hurt Carlos on this road trip. Just been out in front.
He has offered quite a few down in the dirt. Pitch number 24 coming up for Lucchesi.
And a strike 3 call. So he picks up a couple strikeouts in the inning. No runs, 1 hit, and a runner left over at third base. Jake Arrieta about to go to work in a scoreless game when we come back. Now the Padres will get a look at Jake Arrieta. Let's take a look at the Padres lineup, brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet in Philadelphia. Travis Jankowski leads it off in center field, then Hosmer. And then Hunter Renfroe's had a red-hot month of August. He will bat third, hitting .361 with 4 homers and 12 runs batted in. They'll face Jake Arrieta, the 32-year-old from Plano, Texas, whose ERA is at 3.11. He's starting to find himself among the league leaders in a number of categories, including his earned run average, Ben.
Yeah, he has been really, really good. Career versus San Diego, 2-1 with a 3.76. Average velocity about 93. But he's 4-0 with a 2.28 ERA in his last 7 starts. So if he can continue that, the Phillies will have a good day.
Well, here's Jankowski to lead it off. 0 for 2 so far in this series, making his first start. He was busy in the last series between these two teams, but he's basically the 4th outfielder for the Padres. Yeah, the first pitch is in there, and it's 0-1. Jankowski is 0 for 3 lifetime against Arrieta. And there's a base hit into right center field. Time now for our Nissan upgrade as we discuss Jake Arrieta this season on the road. Upgrade to the technology of tomorrow today. First 7 starts, his earned run average was over 5 on the road. But his strikeout to walk ratio is better. He's increased the use of his slider, and because of that, all those things, his numbers have been so much better on the road. Here's Hosmer. Hosmer is 5 for 22 against the Phillies this year. Runner goes, pitch is taken inside, throw to second is not in time. Cabrera says let's take a peek at it. It did look like Jankowski slid right into the tag.
It's a heck of a pick here by Asdrubal Cabrera.
Maybe not. It looked like his hand got in there.
Yeah, he's safe.
Rob Thompson says he's safe.
What a jump that Jankowski had.
He sure had a great jump. One ball and no strikes. Among National League pitchers, Arrieta is 8th in earned run average. Ground ball left side. That's a base hit. It bleeds into left field. Jankowski will hold up at third. Well, we mentioned this last night. The Padres have the best batting average in baseball in August, and they have 2 hits to start it out. .295 average coming in.
See where Jankowski is. He's got to make sure this ball gets through. He hesitates. He's not unable to score.
That ball was toward the vacated hole where the shortstop would have been in a normal alignment. Here's Renfroe, and he takes way outside. Now, Arrieta has been really good in these spots, rolling the double play. 20 double plays so far this year. That's a career high. He's had only 10 or more than 10 one other time in his career. Some of that, too, is that they have the middle infielders aligned well. And that was the case in Arizona the other day.
mean, he's got 2 months to go, basically. And he's already doubled that number.
Yeah.
It's something. And we've seen a lot of those over his recent starts, and we're seeing that late movement from Jake Arrieta, where you think you're on a pitch and all of a sudden it maybe cuts or sinks a little bit more than you think.
Tim Timmons heading over to the dugout. I think he's got something in his eye. Might have a contact issue, Ben.
I think he got one of those little pebbles from that kitty litter stuff. Will signing out on the job. No worries, Tom.
I was a little worried, but I didn't see Scott Sheridan or Sean Fakasny coming out.
We got big Will out there.
All right, so Tim Timmons looks like everything's back to normal. Down low, 2 balls, 1 strike to Renfroe. Broke his bat, ground ball to shortstop. They might be able to turn 2, and they do. 21 double plays this year. A run does score, but there are 2 outs here in the first.
Ain't that something? My goodness. Gladly trade a run right there for a pair. That was as smooth as could be. I mean, as Drupal, his hands are so good. I know he doesn't have the range that he used to, but watch how smoothly he receives this ball in and out. Perfect feed onto Cesar, onto Carlos. 6-4-3. See those hands? I mean, just so smooth.
Yeah, he's made every play that's been in his area. Reyes fights it off.
That was, I'm getting a first pitch fastball. I don't care where it is, and I'm swinging.
Well, he's had a good month of August. In this series, he is 0 for 7. And there's a 1-hopper to first base.
There's 2 bats.
3 unassisted. A couple of ground balls leading to the outs. A run does score for the Padres. They take the early lead. We'll go to the second. 1-0 Padres. Hitting here in San Diego. Phillies will head home after this road trip. Off day tomorrow, and then the Red Sox are in town Tuesday and Wednesday. Both games are at 7:05. Tuesday it'll be Nick Pivetta against Brian Johnson. And then on Wednesday it's Vince Velasquez against Rick Porcello. So the Red Sox are coming in from Baltimore. The Phillies saw them up at Fenway. They split the 2-game series, and now they get a chance to see the Red Sox in town on Tuesday and Wednesday. Get your tickets by going to Phillies.com. Here's Cabrera to lead off the second. Phil's down 1-0. And Lucchesi delivers high. Cabrera 3 for 8 in this series. He's had a nice road trip though, 6 for 17. Shoots it foul, 1-1. Uh-oh. It's grabbing the back of his leg. Well, it looks like it's all right. He hasn't grabbed it again.
Let's hope it is.
That's the swing which led to that.
He's grabbing the back of his hamstring.
Ball 4. So Cabrera walks. First walk issued by Lucchesi. And Michael Franco's coming up. Well, yesterday, Franco, I mean, this was a beautiful swing. This is a power swing right here from Michael.
It's a power swing and a missile on out of here from the Western Metal Supply Company. Ball got out. 111.2. Take a look at your home run replay brought to you by Giant. 111.2 exit velocity.
That's what it was, yep.
Wow.
He has 19 home runs now. 10 of those 19 have come on the road. And he takes outside. At a trip to the mound for Hedges. You know, we get a chance to see the chart of where pitches are. It's kind of like our pitch cast, and you can see it as a fan. If you go to Baseball Savant, you can watch the game basically and see, you know, the box and see what's a ball, what's a strike, or assumed to be a ball or a strike. And Lucchesi has 8 pitches that are so far out of the strike zone that you don't often see the box look like this. It's a blue dot if it's a ball, and it's an orange dot if it's a strike. And these dots are all over, the blue dots are all over the place. Popped up. It'll be out of play, and it's 1-1.
Well, the first inning, Hedges looked like a soccer goalie back there.
He did.
I mean, he's diving all over the place, jumping up in the air. And I think you're going to get pitches like that from time to time from someone. There's so many moving parts. There's so much going on. I just think it just makes it that much harder to repeat your delivery, repeat your release point.
Yeah, when he was in college, his delivery, there was some similarity to it, the way he delivers to the plate, but not all the other stuff beforehand as much. Over to third base. That's a foul ball. And it's 1-2 to Franco. Cabrera's got something going on. He's just shaking his head.
Yeah. Hopefully it's just a cramp.
Yeah. But he's even limping back to the bag now. It's slight, but he's definitely got a little gait to him. Ooh. J.P. Crawford and Scott Kingery on the bench for the Phillies. There is a need to put a shortstop out there. Two balls, two strikes to Franco. In the air to left field. If it's fair, it's gone. It is foul.
Thought he had another one right there, Tom.
Yeah, just a little too early.
He got the churve.
There was a seagull that was flying above that left a pretty good, cast a pretty good shadow on the wall.
Quite a few of them here.
Inside 3-2.
If I'm a Phillies hitter right now, I'm eliminating the outside part of the plate. Because even if he throws that changeup, it's going to cut back into your bat. I mean, he hasn't really thrown a lot of fastballs in the outside corner. You see Hedges set up in there again.
Ground ball left side. Galvis has it. They go to second for one. Over to first. Wow. And in time, I thought Franco beat that, but it's a nice throw by Spangenberg. 6-4 on the putout at second base, and we'll see if it is indeed a double play.
With that feed from Freddie Galvis.
No, there's not many guys better.
How he circles it right on the money to Spangenberg. Very strong throw.
I think they did get him.
Yeah.
Freddie is just so talented. I mean, he really is. I mean, his defense alone is worth coming to watch.
Yes, without a doubt.
They love him here. I know that they have Fernando Tatis Jr. and Freddie can be set free after this season, but they love him.
And Mark Sweeney's in the booth next to us, does the home television, the color, and he said, what was your favorite thing about Freddie? I said, honestly, it sounds so cliche, but he's just such a great dude.
Yeah. He'll get another chance here. A little test with Roman Quinn running. And he throws him out. No runs, no hits, and nobody left. Middle of the second inning. Padres 1, Phillies nothing. watch on TV and a lot to do in your life. When you can't settle down in front of a TV to watch your Phils, stream them on your device. Download the NBC Sports app and never miss a Phillies game. Bottom of the second inning, the Padres up 1-0. And as Drupal Cabrera will continue on, maybe it was just a cramp, Ben, and hopefully that's all it was. He does keep grabbing the back of his leg. Austin Hedges leads it off. Hedges 4 for 7 in the series. 9 home runs, 25 runs batted in. He is 12 for 28 here in August, hitting .429. And he hits it foul. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Talked about it last night. Figured might see A.J. Ellis, but how hot Hedges is for a team that's struggling offensively, you got to keep him in there.
Out towards shallow left center field. Long run for Reese. A diving attempt. He didn't get it. And a base runner for the Padres. That'll be a hit for Hedges.
It's a 7-game hitting streak. It's like Reese jumped or dove a little too early. I think he was there. Ball just goes right underneath his glove. I think he'll be the first one to tell you that ball should have been caught. Outfitters always say, if I get my glove on it, I should have caught it.
Here's Galvis. Galvis 8 for 18 against the Phillies this year. 235 overall, 7 home runs. Outside.
I used to love wearing that camo top on Sundays here in San Diego.
You didn't wear the blue, though. You guys were brown, right?
Yeah, it was like a dark green.
That's not brown.
No. but it did have a little brown.
Little brown tinge to it.
I mean, it was camo. How could I not like it?
That's true. Fly ball right center field. Nick Williams is venturing out there. And 1 out. Time now for our Geico quote of the day. Gabe Kapler on the Phillies turnaround from yesterday. I think it's an indication and evidence that our players have developed. We were a good team in spring training. We felt confident in that, but we also knew that in order for us to have a really good year, we were going to have our players take some steps forward. I think we've seen that with a number of guys. Well, after the game the other night, I thought his quotes, they were long, but I thought they were good, just about the length of a baseball season. He had the previous scoreless streak already on his mind, which was back in June, and he said, listen, we came out of that. And they did. They were 13-11 in the next 24 after that scoreless streak earlier this season. So he was kind of putting it in perspective like all managers do. They don't overreact. And he certainly does not overreact with his messages. So they definitely have evolved since the season began. Could they be better offensively? Absolutely, they could be better offensively. But they don't let things really faze them.
No.
I think a lot of that's the personality of some of the younger guys. The older guys too, but over toward the hole and a base hit for Villanueva. That puts runners on first and second with one out. 4 hits for the Padres.
I think part of that, what helps is that their youth. You know, they do have short memories. Did you see Justin Bour's bat box today? Did you see it?
I did not. No. Yeah, I did see it. I saw it yesterday. It's an Ichiro thing, isn't
yeah,
it?
but it's like this big black hard plastic case.
Almost like it's a guitar case.
Yeah, with these sleeves, individual sleeves. It's almost like a gun case, but for bats. I mean, it was pretty cool looking.
Yeah. But didn't Ichiro have something like that?
He did, but he kept his bats in a humidor. A traveling humidor.
Of course he did. Spangenberg takes outside. It's 2-0. Yeah, the man likes his bats, Ben. Figure it's what got him to the big leagues.
That's right.
Got to take care of him. That was an awfully good-looking pitch. Casey's up now with the bases loaded.
Spangenberg with 3 hits last night. Not so sure Jake wasn't just pitching around him to get to the pitcher. I know there's only 1 out, but you get the pitcher to Casey here. Take your chances with 2 outs to Jankowski.
Casey in his last start, I don't know if you saw any of the footage of it, Ben, but he walked. He didn't know he walked. He had to be convinced from the umpire that it was ball 4. Pitch must have just been a little low. Take a look at pitch cast. Just a little low. Oh boy. They got to play at the plate, the throw, and now they've got everybody caught. Arrieta fires towards second base. Cabrera has the runner going toward home and runs right at him, and that's a beautiful thing, and gets him before he gets to the plate. I guess the hamstring's okay.
That's the first thing I was thinking of. Man, he had a long way to go. It's a heck of a pick by Asdrubal on that errant throw by Jake Arrieta.
Something's wrong with Alfaro. Something's wrong with Cabrera. Sean Ficazzi went out toward the catcher, then was peeling off to Cabrera, who said, "I'm fine." Now he's back to Alfaro. I think it's Alfaro. He's just got something in his eye.
Obviously, there's a cross up there.
Yes.
You see where Asdrubal is, second base, and throws it on one hop. I thought he was going to cut it loose there.
That's where he probably should have cut it loose, but it was Arrieta that was going to catch the ball because there was something wrong with Alfaro.
Oh, Georgie's just standing there like as a bystander.
Well, there are 2 outs, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes because that was a strike, even though he missed it.
Yeah. That's odd. They went with that slider slash cutter on the 1-1 pitch. You have a scoring over there, partner? Just
2-1-6.
2-1-6.
Got him. And the inning is over. No runs, 2 hits, 2 men left. And I'm not sure if Jorge Alfaro knows what the out total is. It is 3 outs. We will go to the 3rd. Section for all the information. Please submit your answer on the subject line. Ben, the question is, who was the last Padre to have 6 hits in 1 game? 6 hits in 1 game. You were going through the record book today to see if you had any records that were still standing.
6 hits in 1 game.
You were on that page today. In fact, I thought maybe you were sneak peeking to see if you can get a little hint.
I didn't know what the question was going to be.
No, I know, but you have a photographic memory, so.
Do I?
Lucchese's just now finishing up his warm-up tosses. And he'll face Jorge Alfaro, Jake Arrieta, and then the top of the order, Cesar Hernandez. Phillies have managed 1 hit so far and 1 walk. Back to the Bucks. So 1 pitch, 1 away here in the third. That'll bring Arrieta up. Arrieta hitting 143 on the year. By the way, I've just been informed by the production cavity that the pitchers have changed for the Red Sox. Pitch outside, and it's 1-0.
You were just happy that we're not getting Sale.
I was. Well, he was. I was watching some of the game today against the Orioles. He had 12 strikeouts through 5 innings. Now, it doesn't help that we're getting Porcello. He's been good, too. 1 ball and 1 strike. We'll get him on Tuesday instead of Wednesday. Let's get Lucchesi first, though.
I'm with you.
Lucchesi. One and 2 to Arrieta. Three balls and 2 strikes. He's had 4 full counts so far today. This will be the 46th pitch that he has thrown on the afternoon. It's actually not as bad as it was in the first inning. And he gets Arrieta. That's his second, making his 3rd strikeout. Washington Nationals come to town for a big National League East pennant matchup between the Phils and the Nats. That's Monday, August 27th through Wednesday, August 29th. All 3 games are at 7:05. Get your tickets by going to Phillies.com.
They're the national game tonight, correct?
They are, yep. Phillies will be the national game next week up in Williamsport when they take on the Mets.
Watching any of that Little League World Series? Some of the games?
You know, I've had it on every once in a while. Nothing. I don't watch it. I don't turn to it. I did watch the end of the Massachusetts-Rhode Island game, only to see, as Cesar fouls it away, only to see what had to be a 6'1", 13-year-old for Rhode Island.
That's what I was going to say. These kids, when you think they can't get any bigger, I mean, these kids they're.
I mean, he was over 6 feet tall, but so he's walking in line. They wound up losing, but he's walking in line. And believe me, I had big. My boys were big at that age.
Right.
Your son is big for his age, but he's walking in line and it just doesn't fit.
I mean, it's like
5'3", 5'2", 5'3", 6'1", 5'2", 5'3".
Did this kid drive to the game?
2 balls and 2 strikes. Three balls, 2 strikes, 5 3-ball counts. Oh, that's ball 4. The scoreboard was incorrect. So that's the second walk issued by Lucchese. The scoreboard was correct. Cesar was incorrect. It is 3-2. You know, just quickly going through the pitches, and I'm thinking, three and 2.
Full count.
Why would you do that to umpires when they would say 3 and 2 and you'd say, is that a full count? You want to know why where your kids get it from.
Oh, my sarcasm?
Yeah.
Some umpires really enjoyed it. Some did not.
Now it's ball 4. Second walk issued. And now Rhys Hoskins. Rhys is 1 for his last 25. That one's hit out towards short on one hop to Galvis, and a sliding grab. He'll get Cesar at second. And the inning is over. No runs, no hits, and 1 man left for the Phillies. They've left 2 through the first 3. Well, we certainly grew accustomed to seeing this. So smooth. We'll head to the bottom of the third. 1-0 San Diego. Time now for our GMC Precision Play of the Game.
Yeah, Rhys smokes this ball up the middle. Freddie is, like you said, T-Mac, so accustomed to seeing that over the years. Gold Glove caliber shortstop, Freddie Galvis on the Spangenberg for the 6-4 putout.
Jankowski is the hitter. He singled and scored his first time up. And he lines a single to left field. It's his 4th hit against the Phillies this year. I was talking to Ted Leitner, who does the radio for the Padres, and Bob Scanlon. And I said, why is it that, and I know this is the case a lot of times when, other teams see our team and a certain guy stands out. But when we see the Padres the last couple of years, to me, Jankowski has really stood out. His athleticism, how he goes and gets it in center field. I said, what are we missing? And he said, well, the Padres just feel that he is a 4th outfielder. I mean, he's their best defensive outfielder.
Yes.
And I know he only has 4 hits this year against the Phillies, but it just seems like he's done something against them throughout the course of his couple years in the big leagues.
He's got 16 stolen bases now. I'd expect him to be off and running again.
Bob Scanlon, of course, drafted by the Phillies in 1984. He wound up playing parts of 9 years in the big leagues. He never did play with the Phils. In fact, he was in the Mitch Williams trade with the Cubs. There he goes. Pitch is taken for a strike. Throw to second base, not in time. He just beat the throw.
Flat out. And it honestly, T-Mac, it wasn't as good a jump as he had his last stolen base. Kind of has his hands on his knees. I didn't think he was going because he had his hands on his knees. I'm thinking, there's no way he can get a jump here, and he did. A flat out roll. It's a perfect throw by Jorge. Thinking, I did everything right.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else Jorge could have done. Good changeup, 1-2. That ball just danced away from Hosmer's bat. Off the hands, little dribbler, little miscommunication too.
The top of their lineup, 1 and 2. Now they're both 2 for 2. I think Jorge should have let Jake take this one.
I think it was too far away from the plate.
Yeah. He would have had a better angle on it.
I don't even know if they would have gotten him, honestly.
See that slight hesitation.
Yeah, they would have had him.
Such a big swing by Hosmer. It takes him a while to get out of the box.
Well, now Renfroe hit into a double play his last time up. At Arrieta, want to make sure that they're on the same page as far as the signs go. Jake is still a little angry out on the mound. You can just see how he grabbed that baseball. On the out-of-town scoreboard, Atlanta now leads Milwaukee 8-7. Ozzie Albies hit his 21st home run. They're in the bottom half of the 8th inning in that ball game. And a line drive caught by Franco. He had it long enough. The ball popped out on the exchange. And one away. I don't know if they had a chance to get Jankowski at second. It would have been close.
Well, Michael thinks they did.
Yeah, because he's upset with himself. Well, it's still a big out.
It would have been close. I don't even know if Cesar would have gotten to the bag on time. Popped him up. Cesar is under. An infield fly roll has been signaled. 2 outs. Phillies baseball is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Lottery's new scratch-off, Neon. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. And by Nissan. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Well, Ben Davis and Greg Murphy, I'm Tom McCarthy. Phillies trail at 1-0, trying to dodge a bullet here in the third. Padres got the first 2 runners on. They've gotten the next 2 runners out, or next 2 hitters out, and here's Austin Hedges. Bases are now loaded for Freddie Galvis, who is flying out to right field today. First pitch is in there. It's 0-1. Rick Kranitz is on the phone to Jim Gott.
There's Goddard. Changeup, and it's 1-2. Aaron Loop is warming up with the bullpen, or is about to. Now they must see something that's not right with Arrieta. I mean, I know he's allowed some base runners here in the first 3 innings. He's got himself out of those jams. Some of it's been his fault, some of it's not been his fault. He's got a lot of deep counts, but still only 49 pitches. That's number 50.
Yeah, I'm very surprised to see Aaron Luke warming up. Very surprised.
Just missed, and it's 2-2. That ball to come back just a little bit more.
I yanked that one.
He was actually farther off the plate than I thought. Into center field. That's pretty well hit. Going back is Roman Quinn toward the fence. It is gone. A center field grand slam for Freddie Galvis. It's 5-0 Padres.
Wow. Roman got turned around on this, and I'm thinking there's no way this ball carries.
It sounded like he hit it pretty good. I didn't know if it was going to get out or not.
We go with that two-seamer, the front door two-seamer again, and just never quite gets there. That was a very short swing. I saw Freddie do it with the glove. Last half inning, now he does it with the bat.
So 5-0 Padres. And Villanueva's behind, no balls and 2 strikes. Freddie Galvis now with 8 home runs. 49 runs batted in. Swing and a miss. Inning is finally over. 7 men come to the plate in the inning. 4 runs score on the grand slam by Freddie Galvis. Center field. Ball got out of here pretty quickly. We'll head to the 4th. It's 5-0 Padres. Slam. Here's another look at it. StatCast AI powered by AWS. 406 feet.
Exit velo 100.6. Launch angle 27 degrees. It's a fastball down the middle.
So Nick Williams now the hitter to lead off the 4th inning. Phillies have a huge hole to dig themselves out of.
Bad news is they're down 5-0. Good news is they have 18 outs to work with.
Foul ball, and it's 0-2. Can assume that they're going to get into the Padres bullpen earlier today, but that's not the best of things. Their bullpen has been very good recently. Just a bit low, 1-2.
Yeah, since the All-Star break, their San Diego bullpen has a 2.31 ERA.
Yeah, we talked about it yesterday, how they're among the best in all of baseball, not just the National League. Now, we will say that they got rid of 2 of those pieces that were part of that, but guys have picked up even with the 2 relievers going to the Indians as Williams is down looking. 4 strikeouts by Lucchesi, who's only allowed the 1 hit to start the game. That's it. And that'll bring Carlos Santana to the plate. Carlos hits it out to center field. Jankowski's out toward the fence, and he'll make the grab with a little leap at the end. 2 outs. Restaurant owners, WB Mason and Boardwalk Products have you covered. From Boardwalk degreaser, pine cleaner, and pot pan detergent, you name it, WB Mason has it all. Free delivery and no minimum order. Nobody does it better. Cabrera walked his last time up. Fly ball out to deep right center field. On the run is Jankowski, and he runs it down as he braces himself with the wall. And the Phillies are retired in order. Well, they said he's their best defensive outfielder, and I think he has shown it just with the way he tracked the 2 baseballs in this inning. The second one more so than the first one. Lucchesi appreciated it. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th, 5-0 Padres. local Chevrolet dealers. And buy WB Mason. Who bought WB Mason for fast free delivery? Nobody does it better. Well, with Ben Davis and Greg Murphy, I'm Tom McCarthy. We move to the bottom of the fourth inning. Phillies trailing at 5-0 to the Padres. In between innings, they were saluting some of the young Marines who are here at the ballpark. They're here each and every Sunday. It was kind of neat. Is that what is rolled foul up the first base line by Spangenberg? Rick Kraditz back to the phone. Make sure somebody's up and loosening soon.
All the Marines are starting to exit.
They have to use the latrine?
Not all of them.
There's a strike, and it's 0-2. Little dribbler foul, and it remains 0-2. Aaron Loop starts the throw again.
Let's go, Corey. Find a way, babe.
And a foul tip. Spangenberg strikes out. Third strikeout for Arrieta. Let's check in with Greg Murphy. Murph.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. Well, we have an update on Wilson Ramos, who is continuing his rehab stint down in Florida. And good news today. So he was the DH today. He got 4 at-bats, 3 for 4 today, 3 doubles in that game. He also scored a run. So the plan was, he caught 5 innings yesterday. He DH today. He's going to have a scheduled off day tomorrow, and then they'll read and react from there. They're going to reevaluate, make sure he's feeling good, and could be sooner rather than later that Wilson Ramos is able to join this team and be a part of what they're trying to do here late in the season.
Cabrera knocks that hot shot down, but Lucchese's able to beat it out. Oh, it's hit pretty hard.
Yeah, it was.
That was a base hit.
Probably a play that Druba would like to have back.
Well, here is Jankowski. And it's 1-0 to Jankowski. I guess Loop is up for Hosmer, unless I wonder if they would leave him in if there are 2 outs. If Jankowski gets on, maybe they bring him in.
At this point, I mean, he's up 5-0. I'd ride him out.
I would agree with you on that.
I'd ride him out. We're in the 4th inning. Jankowski's beat the Phillies with his bat, with his legs, and with his glove in center field.
Out to shortstop. They're not going to be able to turn 2, but they'll get the lead runner. So there are 2 outs. Lucchese needs to do a better job of getting out of the way in case there is indeed a throw.
He's not used to being out there.
MLB.tv is now available at a lower price for $59.99. Watch every out-of-market regular season game, plus get a free subscription to MLB At Bat Premium. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv to take advantage. Hosmer's got 2 hits today.
Jankowski with a 10-foot lead. He flinched on the first pitch. Just didn't have his timing right. He will be off again. I guarantee you that.
Yeah, he's hot right now. You figure you got a 5-0 lead, try to get in scoring position. Looks like he flinched again. 1 ball, 1 strike to Hosmer. Hosmer hasn't been the offensive player that the Padres had hoped for. His on-base percentage is also kind of low. He has 116 hits, hitting just .252 coming in. Jankowski goes. They signed him to a lot of money for a long-term deal. A lot of people thought that he might wind up with the Phillies. The Phillies went with Santana. And Carlos, despite a high on-base percentage, has a low batting average compared to his career numbers. We'll say Hosmer still defends well at first base. I said he's had a good impact on some of the younger kids too, kind of like Carlos with the Phillies. Little dribbler. That is a fair ball. And Alfaro will make the play. And the 4th inning comes to a close. 2-3 on the putout. No runs, a hit, 1 man left. We've played 4. The Phils with just 1 hit so far. As we go to the 5th inning, they trail at 5-0. In the month of August, the Phillies will make a contribution to the Health Hour Kids Radiothon, benefiting Nemours Alfred I. DuPont Hospital for Children. To find out more, visit nemours.org/radiothon. Dave Kapler and Jake Arrieta having a conversation in between innings. I think Gabe's explaining to him that he's going to go to the bullpen once the bottom of the 5th inning comes upon us. As Franco leads it off. side, 2-1. A liner out to left field, and it's over the head of Renfro. Boy, that ball really carried. And Franco on his way to second. Uh-oh, he's in trouble. And he is out at second base.
Now, Michael had a little stutter step going around first, but I don't think it would have mattered. Ball's just hit too hard to try and stretch that into a double. Especially you're leading off an inning here. You can't run into an out. If there's any doubt in your mind, down 5 runs, drop anchor at first base. Right there, he just kind of hesitates.
And it's too wide of a turn, too.
Yeah.
Plus, he wasn't moving really good up the first base line. He's not fast. I mean, it's just, it is what it is. Just trying to be aggressive, but you're right, Ben. It's in front of him. I mean, the way that ball bounced off the wall, too, you thought, well, he's got to go to second base without a problem, right? Roman Quinn grounded out his first time up. Back to the middle and flagged down by Lucchesi. Still only 2 hits for the Phils with the single by Franco. And Jorge Alfaro will be the hitter. But a tough road trip for the Phillies offense. Broken bat grounder, and that tough road trip for the Phillies offense will continue. That's an 8-pitch inning for Lucchesi. No runs, 1 hit, and nobody left. Middle of the 5th, the Phillies down 5-0. To reminisce about his playing days with Tony's Hall of Fame father. The pressures of growing up the son of a perennial all-star and more. Listen to the Croccast on NBCSportsPhiladelphia.com or wherever you get your podcasts. It's always nice to see Tony Gwynn Jr.
I talked to Junior yesterday for a good 15 minutes. And
you couldn't give him 20?
It is truly amazing how much he speaks like his father.
Yeah.
Same voice,
mannerisms.
same mannerisms. It's eerie, and it gives me chill bumps. I mean, you can see, look, I got him right here. Just for him to hear that voice again, because I spent so much time with his father. And you know, having that presence in the dugout every day, it was remarkable. And get to see Junior and talk to him yesterday. It's talked to him this morning at breakfast. It just brings back so many good memories for me personally.
We were fortunate to have Tony around just for a short period of time. Tony Jr. Around for a short period of time. You mentioned, tendencies of his dad, his voice, all that stuff, but also just the way he treats people too. I agree with that. Well, Johnny loved when he did the Krukcast. He loved it.
Yeah.
Because he was Tony Gwynn's roommate when they first started as professionals. Arrieta's still out there. If his spot had come up in the order, he would have been lifted. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I think he wanted to stay out there, so this gives him at least the 5th inning.
He's only got 75 pitches.
Yeah.
He went?
I think he went. Yes, he did, says the home plate umpire. Time now for our Citizens Bank minor league report. Citizens Bank, the official bank of the Phils. Visit citizensbank.com. Murph mentioned the Wilson Ramos stuff. Lehigh Valley defeated Louisville 4-0. Cole Irvin back on track. Still having a great year. 7 innings today. He's 11-4. Clearwater defeated St. Lucie 4-1. Kevin Markham 2 for 4 with a double and a run scored. Here's Reyes, who takes outside. Little floater out to short right center field, and Nick Williams has plenty of time. 2 outs. Yeah, that 3rd inning is the problem inning because of the grand slam by Freddie Galvis. Over to the left side. Franco has it sized up. And a 1-2-3 5th inning for Jake Arrieta. Probably his last. He's due to lead things off in the top of the 6th. Phillies trailing at 5-0. Eternal fixtures in the team's history. Roy Halladay came and left the Phillies family way too soon, but not without leaving us with lasting memories of his incredible abilities and determination on and off the field. Pat Gillick joined the Phils in 2005 and helped guide an organization on the rise to the highest peak of baseball in 2008. The highest level of respect for two men who now reside forever on the Phillies Wall of Fame. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Well, Jake Arrieta's day is done. After 5 innings, he allowed 5 runs, 4 on the grand slam by Freddie Galvis, 81 pitches. So he'll exit with a pinch hitter coming up. The Padres have shifted around their outfield. They have a new center fielder. It is Manuel Margot. There he is. And going from center field to right field is Travis Jankowski.
Early hook for Reyes, huh?
Well, they say he is problematic defensively, so I guess they're trying to secure a 5-0 lead. Again, we don't watch them every day, but I would move Margot to right, Jankowski stay in center, although I guess Margot only plays center field.
Don't you think this would be a good time to see if he could play right?
Yes.
5-0 lead?
Yes. 1 ball, 1 strike to Kingery. Little League Baseball is going to honor Scotty, as Murph said the other day, and his family this Sunday when the Phillies, next Sunday when the Phillies are in Williamsport. That's got to be a great honor for his dad to be part of, because he was the coach of the team, or one of his coaches, he and his brother Sam. Kingery hitting only .223. He's gone through a very long stretch without a base hit. 0 for his last 20. And it's 3-2.
And that pitch right there shows he's just not trusting himself right now. You get a 3-1 pitch down the middle. You know Lucchese's going to challenge him there.
Fouls it off to the right. Another one to the right. Three foul balls. This will be the 8th pitch of this AB. Swing and a miss. 91-mile-an-hour fastball, and that is the 5th strikeout for Lucchese. Saturday when the Phillies take on the Mets, a reminder that's a 4:05 first pitch, and all fans 14 and under will receive the IBEW Local 98 Jake Arrieta Snake nickname T-shirt. You can get tickets for that game by going to Phillies.com. Cesar takes outside. One ball and one strike. Padres in the first game that the Phillies saw this year against them scored 4 runs in the first inning. They did so against Jake Arrieta. They came back and scored 1 in the bottom of the first inning and then 6 in the second inning. There haven't been too many games this year where the Phillies have been behind by that large a margin, but they have the ability to come back. I mean, it's 5-0 here in the top of the 6th inning. I know when you look at the win probability of this game, you're thinking, well, it's pretty low, but you got to keep battling here.
Absolutely.
Ground ball to second base. Spangenberg to his right. But this has been a tough road trip for the Phillies offensively. You know, last night they were able to put some runs together, but they were hitting just 177 on the road trip going into yesterday's game. They had their extra base hit streak come to a close on this road trip. As we mentioned, they have gone through spurts like this year. That one at the end of May, beginning of June is the obvious one that you compare this to.
But even after they got the 5 runs yesterday, they were shut out for 4 more innings.
No question. Yeah, the Padres bullpen shut them out for 4 innings. They've been shut out for 5 here. Two balls and no strikes to Hoskins. Two balls, 2 strikes to Hoskins. Adam Morgan and Luis Garcia both are warming up in the bullpen. Garcia should be ready to go. Inside 3-2.
Luis should get a fastball here in the inside corner.
And ball 4, so Hoskins walks. So base runner for the Phillies. They only have 2 hits, and that's the 3rd walk issued by Lucchesi. Eric Hosmer just switched his first baseman's mitts. He's had 8 full counts today, so it's not like he has been crisp with his ball strike ratio at times. Nick Williams is 0 for 2. He's flied to center and he struck out. He's been able to repeat the delivery. There have been fewer of those pitches that have been way up out of the strike zone, too.
Or way in front of home plate.
Maton warming up in the pen. Till now.
You anticipate it being in the dirt, just not that far in front of home plate.
Swing and a miss. 6 strikeouts for Lucchesi. Second time he's got Nick Williams. No runs, no hits, and 1 man left. 6 scoreless innings for the young left-hander. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Ford store. Check out every new Ford car, truck, and SUV crossover at buyfordnow.com today. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Bottom of the 6th inning, and Luis Garcia will take over for Arrieta. Luis at 3.69 earned run average. Freddie Galvis leads it off. He's had the big hit in this game.
Can't get any bigger.
That lady's got a sign behind Freddie for a lost dog. There's a phone number at the bottom of it. Oh, and 1. Outside, 2-1. T-Mobile, built for baseball. As Freddie Galvis, he's built to play this game. Center field home run. That's the difference today, really.
406 feet later, T-Mobile built for baseball. That was a mighty blow.
Up high, 3-2. Check swing. Did he go? He did, and Galvis is out. So a strikeout for the first out here in the 6th inning. First strikeout for Garcia. And Christian Villanueva is the scheduled hitter. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Every time a Phillies pitcher retires the opposition or throws a 95-mile-per-hour pitch, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet in Philadelphia.
That sinker has some life. I know it's 98, but the movement alone is. It's something special.
Check swing. He went around, says the home plate umpire. It's got some wicked movement on that one. 2 strikeouts for Garcia. And Spangenberg is coming up.
Goes with that. Back to the slider here. I mean, nasty.
Spangenberg walked earlier today. He's only been up twice. He struck out his other time up. So 0 for 1. And he lines it foul. I think that one got away, Ben.
Yes.
Braves have defeated the Brewers 8-7. So they're a half game out right now. One ball and 2 strikes to Spangenberg. Little one hopper to the plate.
I guess that lady feels that she's got the medium to, she knows she's going to be on camera if the dog is lost. And good way to get it out there, I guess.
It's like a Doberman, Ben.
It's a Doberman.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Inside 3-2. At ball 4, that one just a bit outside.
0-2 to a walk.
Yeah, Luis looked so comfortable up until that 0-2 and not so much afterward. Well, Jose Pirela will pinch hit for the Padres. Adam Morgan is warming up in the bullpen. At a slider, and it's 0-1.
Another good slider there.
Garcia finishes him off in a matter of seconds. He struck out 3 in the inning. Lucchese's day is done. The Padres will go to the bullpen. Phillies down 5-0. And 25-year-old Joey Lucchese, well, he was able to manage his pitch count, Ben, and really made the Phillies look off balance today.
Yeah, he was able to mix that fastball in on their hands with the righties and then go with that curve pitch, half changeup, half curveball. I don't think I remember seeing any curveballs. But a very good outing there by Lucchese. 6 strikeouts, gave up just the 2 hits.
We take a look at our Delaware Valley Honda dealers game summary. Jake Arrieta did not have the same kind of command that Lucchese did. Really, though, the worst swing today was the grand slam by Freddie Galvis. Other than that, he was able to work out of trouble. He went 5 innings. Galvis' first career grand slam has given the Padres a 5-0 lead. And now Jose Castillo into his 20th ball game. 24 strikeouts in 19 1/3. He'll face Santana, Cabrera, and Franco. A pitch outside. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Castillo, a 22-year-old from Valencia, Venezuela. Padres got him from the Tampa Bay Rays some years ago. 96 on that fastball. He was a starting pitcher in the early part of his career, but then basically became a finisher in the Padres organization. He's only 22. On the outside corner. Oh boy, that's a pitcher's pitch. 1 out here in the 7th. Let's check in with Greg Murphy. Murph.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. From time to time, where you feature the Major League Notebook, we like to show you some of the best plays from around Major League Baseball, and there certainly was one last night in the Oakland Athletics game. It's the Major League Notebook, presented by the University of Maryland, University College. A video daily double for sure. Ramon Laureano off the bat of Justin Upton last night. Left center field gap, watch him run, and he's able to track it down and make the catch, but that's not all of it. He will then spin and throw 321 feet to double up Eric Young Jr. It was just an absolute spectacular play. He covered 76 feet in 4.4 seconds in the outfield and then threw that ball 91.2 miles per hour, 321 feet to complete the double play. You're not going to see many plays better than that during the course of a big league season, guys.
Yeah, it reminds me of Cespedes' play in Anaheim down the left field line some years ago. Bryce Harper making the throw from right center field to third base on the fly. Vladimir Guerrero making throws from the right field corner.
Oh, yeah.
Ground ball, second base.
It's just really, really a lost art in baseball, especially in the big leagues. Outfield assists are few and far between these days.
2 outs for Franco.
I was wondering what the exact number on that was. So 321.
Yeah.
In the air.
How about the way the first baseman played possum on that one? It has been 10 innings since the Phillies scored a run. 10 2/3. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Franco.
Michael with exactly 100 hits on the season.
To the right side, and it's 101. Franco is aboard. That's his 2nd hit of the day.
He continues to just use the right side of the diamond, down in the count 1 and 2.
Guess what it's showing you, that he's always had the hand-eye coordination.
Yeah.
Roman Quinn up now with a runner at first. And Roman takes what looks like a cutter almost on the outside part of the plate. And it's 0-1. Popped him up. Hedges off with the mask. Phillies leave a runner at first base. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. Not much offense today, folks. Padres up 5-0. Padre to have 6 hits in 1 game.
My gut says to go with Mr. Padre, Tony Gwynn, but
Tony Gwynn
I'm not going to go with him.
is the
I'm going to go with Adrian Gonzalez.
Oh, you should have gone with Tony Gwynn.
Yeah.
Adrian Gonzalez was the last to do it in 2009 in Milwaukee. Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack.
You played a fast one on me.
I figured you were going to go Tony Gwynn from the get-go.
I think when they're, that would have been just too obvious, I think.
Why?
Because he was a hitting machine. Like 8 silver bats.
Yeah, so sometimes we're obvious.
Not all the time.
Yeah, but sometimes we just didn't want you to have to look in the book. We figured it'd be easier for you to not have to research it. Adam Morgan will take over as we start the bottom of the 7th inning. And Jankowski fouls it back. Old school Mike Schmidt jersey out there, Ben.
Yep.
Out in the park of the park. Little grounder foul. That's old school through and through. That is not.
I like that cap.
Tony Gwynn, by the way, only had 6 hits in a game for the Padres one time. He was 6 for 7.
Here he is.
Joe LaFay had 6 hits one game. Gene Richards had 6 hits one game. Now Tony did have a lot of 5-hit games.
Look at all those 5-hit games that Tony had.
So he had 8 just 5-hit games, but 9 counting the 6-hit game.
My goodness.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Jankowski, who has scored 2 runs today. He is 2 for 3. Outside, 2-2.
Luis Garcia with a very nice inning last inning. Despite the 1 walk, he did strike out the side.
Not sure where that pitch was. 3-2. And ball 4. Jankowski draws a walk. Well, a reminder, with the second half underway, join the Phillies postseason chase with a second half ticket pack. The pack includes the last 6 home games of 2018, plus access to postseason tickets. There will be a pre-sale opportunity for potential to purchase 2 postseason home games at Citizens Bank Park. Priority access to 2019 season tickets. Go to Phillies.com or call 215-463-1000. Now Hosmer is up. He has 2 hits today. Runner goes. Pitches a strike. Throw to second base is a bit high. That's 3 stolen bases for Jankowski today. The other 2 have led to runs.
He gets another good jump here off Adam Morgan. Head first. Another really good throw by Jorge. Shows you just how fast the game is.
First Padre with 3 stolen bases this season. As Hosmer pops it up. Franco will give it a run, but it's going to be back in the seats, about 10 rows. Jankowski had 2 other games this year where he had 2 stolen bases. The record is 5 for San Diego in a game.
Damian Jackson.
Damian is on that list, yes. Alan Wiggins and Tony Gwynn.
Remember, Damian Jackson did it. It was against Colorado.
Did you ever have somebody steal 3 bags against you in one game?
I'm sure.
And I say that I'm not saying it. You know, I would think it gets to a catcher.
Yeah.
And there was really nothing that Jorge could do.
He's made 3 really good throws today. That's all you can do. I remember having a game in San Diego where I was not catching, but the other catcher that was in the game had 6 stolen bases against the Marlins. 6. I was glad I wasn't catching that day.
Reaches out and pops it up over near third. Now it's the second time this year somebody has stolen 3 bases in a game against the Phillies. The other one was Starling Marte in July. Now Hunter Renfroe, who is 0 for 3. Runner goes to third. A strike and another stolen base for Jankowski.
Stutter, and then gone. I don't think Jorge would have had him at third either.
See the reaction from Cesar in the background. Infield is in. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. The infield alignment. Ground ball left side. Franco's coming home, and the throw goes right on by Alfaro. 6-0 San Diego.
This is just one sloppy game.
I would say this is one of the sloppiest games the Phillies have played this year.
I'm with you. I am with you. Mike Hill upset with himself. And they had him dead to rights. Stops running. Drop down, the ball just sails on him. Renfroe ends up all the way at second base.
Yeah, so it's a fielder's choice E5. The E5 allows the runner to score and the runner to go to second base. And Margot takes a strike. It's all Jankowski. That's his third run that he has scored today. In some ways, that's why the stolen base, if you can get him, that's why it's so important. Kind of put some action together. It's a dying statistic in baseball. You see it, you just don't see it as often.
We've seen quite a lot this series. Austin Hedges, the catcher, has a couple stolen bases this series. Freddie had one the other night. Jankowski with his 4 today.
Hot shot to third. Yeah, they're able to get Margot. 5-3 of the put out and 2 outs here in the 7th inning. And here is Austin Hedges. The record for stolen bases against the Phillies by one player in a game is 5. That's dating back to 1913. Jacoby Ellsbury. Jankowski joins 10 other guys. Actually, I should say he joins 7 other guys because a couple of guys have done it twice. Vince Coleman for one. 4 stolen bases in the game against the Phils. Lou Brock, Tim Raines, Omar Moreno. Swing and a miss, 0-2. There's the forgotten Angel Baroa. He did it. Oh, and 2 to Austin Hedges. Again over to third for Franco. Get another chance. And that'll wrap up the 7th inning. But the Padres tack on another one. We'll go to the 8th inning. It's San Diego 6 and the Phillies nothing. Baseball is brought to you by your Delaware Valley Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Del Val Honda dealer. Visit DelValHondaDealers.com. And by Jefferson Health. Call 800-JEFF now or visit jeffersonhealth.org. We've run into a lot of Phillies fans here in San Diego. Some have made the trip out just for the series itself. Obviously love the support, and it's been great running into people downtown. Everything's so close in proximity that you can't help but to run into people downtown. It has not been the series that they had hoped for, that they would be able to cheer for. But the Phillies, no matter what happens today, will still leave in first place going into the off day tomorrow. As we start the top of the 8th inning, Jorge Alfaro will lead it off. Phillies will have the off day tomorrow. The Braves have 2 less games than the Phillies right now because of rainouts. So tomorrow they'll host the Marlins in a doubleheader. Alfaro fouls it back. So they'll pull even. I think I have that right. They'll pull even with their games with those 2 games tomorrow.
Yeah, with the Phillies off day.
Actually, they're only 1 down. They're only 1 behind the Phillies now. I'm sorry. No, it's 2. It's 2. Because their game is completed today, and the Phillies game is not yet completed. So yeah, so they'll pull even with the Phillies tomorrow. Now that'll change again because there's off days that don't coincide. Those are the current standings. The Phillies half game back. Half game ahead, I should say. We'll get it back on track, Ben. 2-2.
And that number will change as soon as Thursday. The Phillies have a doubleheader.
That is correct. Bouncer foul, and it remains 2-2. And Alfaro strikes out. Second strikeout for Castillo. Time now for our Hyundai defensive play of the game, and Jankowski's had himself a good day.
He sure has. Off the bat of Asdrubal Cabrera, I really thought he was going to have an extra base hit, but the closing speed of the Lancaster County native, unbelievable. Casey loves it. That's an excellent play by Jankowski. That is your Hyundai defensive play of the game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers.
Here's Andrew Knapp to pinch hit. One and two to Andrew Knapp.
One thing I will give the Padres pitchers as a whole credit for, and the first 2 starters, Friday and Saturday night, I wasn't in love with their stuff per se, but they were effective. Lockett not so much last night, but their willingness to pitch inside. And we're seeing it out of the relievers as well. And they are they are definitely challenging hitters on the inside part of the plate, either for strikes or in off the plate to open up the outside part.
That guy's swing today has really been the difference, his grand slam. That and the fact that the Phillies have not swung the bats well. Held scoreless again today through 7 1/3. 3-2. And ball 4. So Knapp draws a walk. 4th walk today by Padres pitching. And back to the top of the order for Cesar Hernandez. Pitch low, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Outside, and it's 2-0.
Looks like Castillo might be running out of gas here. Pitch 32 coming up.
Well, they got somebody up. They have a right-hander up and ready to go. There's Mayton. 3-2 to Cesar. Reese is on deck. Phillies have runners on first and second with 1 man down. Back-to-back walks. And that's going to be it for Castillo. So he goes an inning and a third. I think Ben's right. I think he just ran out of gas.
Yeah.
He walks a couple and strikes out a couple. Responsible for the 2 base runners. We'll be back with a right-hander right after this. Mets series that begins on Thursday with a doubleheader at 4:05. Friday's a 6:05 first pitch, and then back to 4:05 on Saturday. That's where fans 14 and under will receive the IBEW Local 98 Jake Arrieta nickname T-shirt. You can get tickets right now by going to Phillies.com. That young man's trying to steal your job, Ben, with the floss. Phil Maton is the new pitcher for the Padres as we have one out here in the 8th inning. And Rhys Hoskins, the hitter, he's 0 for 2. 1 for his last 26. And he takes outside 1-0. Well, we've said the Phillies have lived by the home run, particularly since the All-Star break. I don't even think they need a home run right now, but they need a base hit to get a run in. Just kick up something to try to get back into the swing of things here.
Exactly right.
Because it's been a sort of a lackluster afternoon and series and road trip for the team. Fouled away, and it's 2-1.
Bottom hand fell off.
He needed a little Manny Moto stick. The bat boy thought he needed a new bat.
It's the problem with using that Moto stick on really hot days, that
Slippery.
it gets gooey and actually kind of slippery. I always preferred the pine tar rag with the rosin.
Back to the screen, 2-2. In the dirt. And Hedges keeps it around the area so nobody, with the Phillies down 6-0, can advance.
He's going to need an ice bath after this game. I mean, from the first inning on, Lucchesi kind of all over. He settled down a little bit, but he's been very busy blocking baseballs back there.
Over to shortstop, Galvis quickly to second for 1. Over to first, right on by Eric Hosmer. A run scores. Now the Phillies are finally on the board. And it's a 6-1 ball game. It'll be E4 to allow the runner to score. At a fielder's choice, no RBI for Rhys.
Rhys, frustration on his face. He had some good pitches to hit that at bat. He really did. That's another one right down the middle. He just smothers it. Freddie gets it to Spansberg on time. He just hooks it.
Boy, they could have tagged Rhys.
Yeah, because he did flinch to his left.
Although I will say there was really nobody there to tag him once the ball got away. One ball and one strike to Williams, who is 0 for 3. He's flied out to center. He has struck out twice. And a liner to right field. That's going to be in for a base hit. It should be far enough away from Jankowski. Nope, they're going to wave Reese. Jankowski's throw goes towards second. It's the second triple of the series for Williams. And it's a 6-2 ball game.
I was watching Dusty Watson to see if he was going to indeed wave Reese. I look up and Jankowski didn't even get it in yet.
Yeah, I'd see the same thing.
He must have fumbled around in his glove.
Reese was frustrated as he came across the plate because the bat was still sitting there. The bat boy had not pulled it away. Yep, he fumbles it. Now Reese didn't break stride at all.
No. Yeah, that was Carlos Santana was nowhere around to tell him whether to slide or not.
Yeah, and he was mad about the bat still being there. He said something to the bat boy as the bat boy finally came out.
I mean, Carlos wasn't even in the picture.
There's a line drive to left center field. That'll score another run. Now the Phillies have put 3 on the board here in the 8th inning. An RBI double for Santana.
That's what you like to see out of Los, using the whole field. I mentioned that last night. He just seemed to be pulling off the ball, putting little choppers to the right side. But he lets this ball travel, lets it get deep, smokes it the other way. That's a good swing.
Craig Stammen, their setup guy, starts to loosen up in the pen here in the top of the 8th inning.
I don't care what the score, just nothing good comes from walks. Castillo walked a couple, and then this is what happens. Great for the Phils.
Third, Balsley comes out. By the way, just to clean up some scoring, it looks like they gave Jankowski an error on that ball off the bat of Williams.
Yeah, because there's 2 on the board. Although it doesn't say that on the app, MLB.com app.
So 2 errors in the inning for the Padres. Justin Bour still available off the bench. 2 balls, no strikes to Cabrera. At 2-1. The ball got a piece of Hedges.
Like I said, he's going to need a nice tub.
Inside, 3-1. Franco's on deck. Popped him up foul. That'll be out of play, and it's 3-2.
Man. As Ruben wants that one back.
Yeah, that ball was up there.
Yeah.
It hung up there. Cabrera staying alive. After a high pitch, the inning is over. Phillies scored 3 runs in the inning, though. They leave 1 in scoring position. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's the Phillies, or Padres 6 and the Phillies 3. Auto Insurance. Rob Ellis, Ricky Vitalico, Corey Seidman are standing by. They'll talk about the Phillies bats going quiet until that 8th inning. Also the rough day for Jake Arrieta. 5 innings, 5 runs, and the grand slam by Galvis is included in that. And really, up until that 8th inning, just a sloppy ball game for the Phils. But they're within 3, and now it's up to Austin Davis, at least to start, to keep this at a 3-run game. Austin Davis, a 3.97 earned run average. First pitch to Galvis is in there. It's 0-1. Two. To the right side and under the glove of Santana. It wouldn't have mattered anyway because Austin Davis forgot to get over to cover first base. Our WB Mason delivery of the game was Freddie's big hit, a grand slam.
And he goes left center off Jake Arrieta, 406 feet. And that was a devastating blow there in that 3rd inning. It's your WB Mason delivery of the game.
It has been scored a base hit for Freddie Galvis. is ball 4. I should say ball 3, and Galvis swipes second. 3 balls and no strikes.
Andrew Nat was out here on Friday for early batting practice, and then he threw some balls down to second base. Very impressed with his throws. That was an excellent throw there by Andrew Nat. Just a little late. Nothing he could do.
And that's ball 4. All right, so Rick Kranitz back to the phone.
Is that right? Is that 9 stolen bases for the series?
Spangenberg takes outside. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
My calculations have him at 9.
Loop is warming up, and now Rick Kranitz out to the mound.
Ready.
3 stolen bases coming into today, and 5 today, so 8. That is a lot. That's a lot of stolen bases. One ball and no strikes to Spangenberg, and he bunts it to the left side. Davis looks third, throws first, throws it high. Oh boy. 2 runs are going to wind up scoring. Nope, they're going to hold the runner at third. Galvis trots home.
Like Austin Davis wanted to go to third. Mike Hill just not able to retreat to get back to the third base bag. You see right before he throws, just not a whole lot of conviction in this throw. Ball just got to step into the throw.
Goes down as a sacrifice E1. And now the Phillies have the infield in. So any thought of the Phils coming from behind, obviously you needed to keep this at a 3-run game. I'm not saying that it's not doable. Just makes it a lot harder. 1 ball and 1 strike. You know, not to pile on, but the inning began with a ground ball to first base that went under the glove of Carlos Santana. They would not have had the runner at first, Galvis, because Austin forgot to cover first base. But that, in a lot of ways, is a mental error with a physical error.
Right.
Runner tags from third. Throw goes to the middle of the diamond. It'll be a sacrifice fly. 8-3. So A.J. Ellis gets a sac fly as a pinch hitter. And here comes Gabe Kapler coming out to the mound. So a pitching change as Gabe Kapler will bring in another hurler from the pen. Phillies down 8-3. We'll be back right after this. One out here at the bottom of the 8th inning. The Padres have just scored 2 more runs. And Aaron Loop is going to take over for Austin Davis. Those are Loop's numbers in 2 games with the Phillies. Obviously, his numbers are a lot better when you think about what he's done with the Blue Jays. He has pitched in 53 games this year. Here's Jankowski, who has 3 runs scored today. He's got 2 hits. He's been on base 3 times and has 4 stolen bases. It was a big spot in this game, and Austin Davis has pitched well for the Phillies. There's no question. Big spot in the game when Gabe called upon him to pitch this 8th inning. You might not think it is because it's still a 3-run deficit, but if you have any chance to win the game, you got to keep it at a 3-run deficit.
Especially if your team just battled back to
Correct.
get those 3 runs. You do have a little, I know it's still going to be tough, but you still have a little bit of momentum back on your side.
Yeah. But there must have been guys not available. With the off day tomorrow, I figured it would be all hands on deck as far as that goes, whether it be, you know, Tommy Hunter, Pat Neshek. Two and 2. But beyond all that, the Phillies just have not played a good game today. Runner goes from second, and a foul ball by Jankowski.
They're just taking liberties.
Yeah, they are. And it's, you know, it's only a 5-run game, so can't blame them for just doing it. Particularly in this day and age. Another Tapper foul. That got a piece of nap in the home plate umpire. Everybody needs a moment, Ben. He goes to third, pitch is outside, and he'll get a free pass to third base. That's 6 stolen bases in this ball game. The record for stolen bases against the Phillies is 8 back in 1918. Wow.
How do you take that pitch?
How do you not call it a strike? Well, you're right. How do you take it 2 strikes?
I just don't want to put that in the umpire's hands.
Yeah.
I don't. But with the strike zone being so small, it's almost like.
I guess it was down. But you're right, as a hitter.
Plus, you got a man at third with 1 out. I'm looking for a steak there.
Off the plate, over to first. Santana has it. He'll tag out Hosmer. Another run scores. It's 9-3, so the stolen base again helps.
You think Eric Hosmer is happy about that stolen base?
Yes, sir. Renfroe takes low, and it's 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-2, 79 on that breaking ball.
Not often will you see three lefties in a bullpen. Not often will you see all three lefties pitch in a game.
You're right. And a line drive caught by Franco at third, and the inning is over. But the Padres scored 3 runs in the inning to increase their lead to 9-3. Last chance for the Phillies when we come back.
It's all Padres right now, 9-3 when this one is all said and done. Back on a plane back to the East Coast for a 2-game set starting on Tuesday against the Red Sox for the Phils. It'll be Rick Porcella and Nick Pivetta going on Tuesday at 7 o'clock. Then on Wednesday at 7, it's Eovaldi versus Vince Velasquez in that one. Just 2 games against the Boston Red Sox after an off day.
Uh-oh. Murphy, all right? What happened? Murphy okay? I hope he's okay. We'll check in on him in a second. Obviously, he just you just saw the pictures that he was talking about. Murph just texted me and said he was okay. Thinks he had a battery issue. Whew. All right, so here we go. Kazuhisa Makita is the new pitcher. He was just added to the roster again today, and he's ready to go. No balls and 1 strike.
He's throwing some frisbees up there.
It's funny watching him in the bullpen. We can see it from here that he's warming up, but you kind of lose him in the fence because he goes so low. Oh man, 60 miles an hour. How's he do it, Ben?
I don't know how you can create arm speed to throw a pitch at 60.
At a foul tip. That's an 80-mile-an-hour pitch. And 1 away.
Looked like 180.
That's how Patrick threw in college, Ben.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, this is way down there.
Yeah, he wouldn't get that far down. He's 6'6". My son Patrick, but he wouldn't get it up there. Roman Quinn hits it out towards center field, and it sends Margot back. He'll run it down for the second out. That was a nice play. And here's Justin Bourne, his first at bat for the Phils. Just acquired before the start of this series. Getting his first AB in a Phillies uniform. It'll take outside.
That one didn't register. Was it 58? 58.
$80 miles an hour. Justin's fiance Haley is here as he fights that one off foul, and it's 1-2. Phillies trailing at 9-3, the final day of this six-game road trip, I should say. They lost 2 of 3 to Arizona, and they're down 9-3 in Game 3 of this series, where they have split the first 2. The Braves have already won, so if the Phils wind up losing, and it's going to be a tough task, they'll go into tomorrow even, but the Braves have 2 games tomorrow. The 1-2 pitch, and he pulls it into center field, a base hit. So Bour, in his first day as a Phil, or first game I should say, singles to center field
on a 59-mile-an-hour curveball. You know how hard that is to do, Tom? You sit there all day, and this has not been a cleanly played game, obviously, but you sit there all game long, and you come up against a guy that's throwing from his shoe tops, throwing a 58, 59-mile-an-hour curveball, and you lace a bullet into center field. That's a true pro.
Andrew Knapp out to left field, and that's the ball game. Phils dropped 2 of 3 to the last place San Diego Padres after losing 2 of 3 to the Arizona Diamondbacks. Their old friend Freddie Galvis, well, he was a nemesis today defensively and offensively. Hit a grand slam that gave the Padres a pretty good cushion early on, and he is our Chevrolet player of the game. He finishes this season against the Phils 10 for 22 with a home run and 9 runs batted in.